Avengers Age of Ultron is a troubled movie to say the least. Although it's one of my personal favorites, most people would say that it's one of the lower or mid-tier MCU movies. However, I'm not here to argue how good or bad the movie is. Instead, I'm here to talk about inarguably the best scene of that movie. After the Battle of Sokovia, we see Ultron's final drone. He's perfectly framed in the nature, juxtaposed with his metallic frame and the destruction we see in the background. He lifts his head to see the Vision descend. "You're afraid of you." In between them stands a tree, symbolically showing the split between the two of them. One of them is free, while the other is trapped. We find out which is which through the dialogue. "Of death, you're the last one." This line is significant to me, because Vision sees himself as his own person, with his own wants and his own needs. He does not see himself as a creation of Ultron. Ultron, on the other hand, has spent the entire movie trying and failing to separate himself from his creator, Tony Stark. So seeing the Vision so easily form his own identity infuriates him. "Oh, you were supposed to be last. Stark asked for a savior, and settled on a slave." This allows us to dive deeper into the psyche of Ultron. At this moment, he's not really talking about the Vision, he's talking about himself. He sees himself as a slave. The entire movie, he has been singing to himself about how he had strings, but now he's free. And yet the more times he repeats this, the more you realize that he is in fact trapped. He is so stuck on being an evil mirror of Tony Stark that he cannot find his own sense of self. I suppose we're both disappointments. I suppose we are. I take this line as Vision trying to find Ultron's humanity. After all, he does recognize how similar they are. "Humans are odd. They think that order and chaos are somehow opposites, and try to control what won't. But there is grace in their failings. I think you missed that." This shows that Vision does not consider himself one of us. And yet he isn't bitter about that fact like Ultron is. He embraced the fact that he was different, and it has made him stronger for it. They're doomed. It seems to me in this moment that Ultron is almost trying to convince himself that everything he did was right, to justify his actions to the man standing across from him. Yes, but the thing isn't beautiful because it lasts. It's a privilege to be among them. At this point, the Vision realizes that he'll have to end Ultron. He's giving him one last chance in this moment to see if Ultron will back down. Unfortunately, Ultron chooses otherwise. "You're unbearably naive." This is Ultron's last line of dialogue in this movie, and I feel it is a fantastic way to end his character. He sees the Vision's sense of self, his humanity, and is bitter at that fact, and he tries unsuccessfully one last time to take that away from him. "Well, I was born yesterday." Ultron, with no other options left, leaps at Vision. The Vision quickly ends Ultron, and with that, any doubt he might have about himself. And at the end of it all, this scene is just so well done. It shows the best and worst of humanity through beings that are themselves not human. It shows that if we would learn to love ourselves, that we too can become better. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and watching these videos on screen right now. See you there.